it was a time when people didn't really understand what the value of public relations in its fullest form can do. And we gave a fresh approach, a fresh perspective, because we actually were Saudis. Normally, public relations in the Middle East is being run by non-Arabs. So we opened at a time when it was just the right time to open. We stayed for 4 years being the leading public relations agency in Saudi Arabia, and then we took our brand and took it into the Middle East, North Africa region. The biggest achievement that we have done in the market is to actually help advance the PR industry in the Middle East and North Africa, and this is with a two-folded approach. One is to have an office in every single key market in the Middle East and North Africa, and two is to bring and inspire local talent to work in the field of public relations. And the difference between the West and the East is that if you are looking for a public relations practitioner, if you're looking for a public relations agency, etc., you know where to go, because this practice has been practiced in the West for over 100 years. It needs a lot of support, it needs a lot of guidance, it needs a lot of building. I think the other thing as well is that, in the East there's a lot of times the emotions play a big part of it. Religion informs a lot of things, because a lot of the countries in the Middle East, they practice Islamic law, so you have to always take that into consideration. Now, can you imagine, this is a market, these markets are very sophisticated, and they really understand how the framework of public relations works. So can you imagine in less developed countries where people don't really know the practice of public relations? And we have actually created a theory called the polarization theory, whereby unfortunately we have the public relations industry on one side, and we have the community on one side, and the community is not aware of what's happening. So my personal mission is to actually elevate the practice of public relations so it becomes from service to science. It has to have a scientific approach. Let me tell you something. If we talked about why is public relations different between the East and West. For example, if you look at in the Middle East, and each market is different. For example, if you go to Dubai, Dubai is a cosmopolitan city that English is very important. Of course, Arabic is as important, but then you go into the other Gulf nations, Arabic is the dominant language. So for you to be a great public relations practitioner, you have to be able to understand the language of the people, because you're ultimately communicating to people. I talked about a public relations practitioner that has to be versatile, and versatility and skills and talent is one of it is being able to express yourself in multiple languages. And I think one of the key things is that you have to think in the language you speak in or you communicate in. So for example, at this forum I completely think in English, but then if I'm in a business meeting with a client and it's in Arabic, I think in Arabic. Al-ittisal fi sadara. Al-ittisal fi sadara means communication on top. Can you imagine a baby coming out of his mother's womb, and what is the first thing that the mother would do? She would communicate with the baby. So communication is life, and I think this is the most powerful statement you can ever make. And also, to add to that, communications does not have to be speaking. It can be eye contact, it can be tears, it can be joy, it can be laughter. That is communications. It's part of it. One of the things that I would say for my own personal achievement is passion. I think I was able to use, exploit, deploy passion in a way that it can make me a much better communicator, and to continuously strive to become a better communicator. I think this forum, there's one word to describe it, it's an eye-opener on a lot of things. On the first being, what is the potential for PR people when they get together, what they can do together, because the practice of public relations, maybe the application is different in every market, but the theory and the pillars and the foundations are the same. So you get all these professionals together, and I think you can do wonders. And I'm really excited about not only what Communication on Top is doing this year, but the potential of it, what it can do in the next 5 years. I think the Communication on Top Forum should be an annual event, and I think I think it's been a great first session, first edition. I think the more we grow and get more people involved, I think we can actually make it into like an annual forum, but then have 2 or 3 other activities throughout the year, because communications is an ongoing process. We can have an annual forum and then have a few seminars, workshops that can happen anywhere in the world. I think there's a great opportunity for Communication on Top management to be able to franchise or to expand this into other regions of the world to get more value, and it can become a brand. It can be a global brand.
Yeah, this brand is behind you.
This is the brand. Thank you.